This cuddly bunny sheds his fur to evolve into a beast knight, defeat his enemies with graceful dances, and become one of the digital world's most skillful sword wielders. In addition to a lot of fur, this evolution line is infused with Irish folk tales and legends. Pionmon is a baby Digimon that has one large ear and is covered in fluffy body hair. Shy since birth, Pionmon immediately lower their head when someone looks into their eyes. Pionmon are also affectionate and aggressively rub their bodies against Digimon they care about. They dislike opponents who mess with them, and they have the power to blow away even child-level Digimon with their Irnta, slapping them with their big ear. They also dislike things that make loud noises that ring in their ear, so they lower their ear and walk away. Bossamon is a lesser Digimon that evolved from Pionmon. With their bangs grown, they are able to move around without worrying about other people staring. After evolving, the shy personality changed to calm, and with 2 ears the hearing also developed. They are now able to perceive sound in 3 dimensions, and listening to conversations between Digimon from a distance has become their hobby. Thanks to this hobby, Bossamon have a lot of information about things they have not experienced firsthand. Bossamon doesn't like fighting, but quickly senses the enemy approaching and leaves. Even if the escape route is blocked, Bossamon will hide themselves after surprising the opponent with a continuous attack Mikomi that deafens their ears. Mikomi is a blend of words Mimi and Bukomi, which mean ear and strike. Bossamon evolves into Angoramon, a beast Digimon characterized by long ears and body hair covering his entire body. He has a gentle personality that doesn't like fighting and uses his long ears to detect approaching enemies from afar and avoid battle. He can also fly slowly by rotating his long ears. He has a voracious appetite in order to maintain his large physique. When his stomach rumbles with hunger, he loses his super hearing ability to detect enemies. Angoramon is based on the Angora rabbit, one of the oldest types of domestic rabbits, famous for his long-haired coat known as Angora wool. Angoramon is fully covered in long yellow fur, which makes him look like a ball of fur, with only his eyes, snout and brown feet and nails showing. He has 2 long ears with green accents on the end, 2 belts around the shoulders, and a large pink belly. When Angoramon gets wet, he actually looks slender, and his large physique turns out to be made mostly of fur. Angoramon has the vaccine attribute. His special attacks are Double Lariat, in which he wipes away surrounding enemies with the large rotation of his arms, Petite Tornado, which creates a small tornado with the rotating propellers in his ears, and Pion Dump, a technique in which he jumps high into the sky and crushes the enemy with his huge body. Lariat is a move in wrestling, where the wrestler strikes the opponent in swinging motion. Pion in Japan is the sound a rabbit makes, also used to make sentences sound cute. Angoramon evolves into Simbar Angoramon, his adult form, after undoing the long fur that had been wrapped around him in pursuit of agility. He lost the defensive power of the cushioned fur that covered his body, but his movements became lighter. He seeks beauty in his behavior and movements, and in battle dodges the enemy's attacks like dancing, in lockstep with his own attacks. Simbar Angoramon has the vaccine attribute. He has a tall and slender figure, with large rabbit ears and pronounced rabbit feet. His ears have green accents and rabbit head silhouettes, ending with blade-like points. He is dressed in black pants, oversized around the thighs, that get tighter toward the feet. His hands are protected by brown leather gloves, with a matching piece on the waist. A large piece of fur stretches from his neck to his abdomen and wraps around to the back. He also has a furry tail curled into a ball. His special attacks are unleashing a rapid series of kicks while standing on one leg called Jive, rotating his body and cutting the enemy with his sharp ears called Landlizer, and firing powerful tornadoes from both hands called Breaking Stream. His attacks all revolve around popular dances. Jive is a dance style that originated in the United States from the African Americans in the early 1930s. Landlizer comes from Landler, a folk dance popular in countries that surround the Alps. Simbar Angoramon is pursuing beauty even when releasing his techniques. Simbar Angoramon evolves into Lamortmon, a perfect level Digimon whose hidden wild instincts have been released. He immediately pounces on any Digimon that shows disgust towards him and continues to smash them until they stop breathing. Although he is a Digimon with rash and uncontrollable impulses, there are some Lamortmon who are ashamed of their own impulses and dislike them. The 2 large swords Juran Meru that he carries on his waist become stronger and sharper as he unleashes his wild nature. It would be impossible to make a rampaging Lamortmon docile without building a considerable amount of trust. Lamartmon's name is based on French La Mort, meaning death. His appearance and personality are like a more ferocious evolution of Angoramon. He looks like a bat covered in yellow fur. He has 2 pairs of bat-like ears as well as a bat-looking face. 2 black and yellow wings extend from elbows as well as a small pair on the back. His hands and feet, ending with sharp claws, are protected with bulky brown armor. His special attacks are scratching the opponent's stomach with his claws called Calamity Claws, crushing the enemy by continuously wielding his 2 great swords with all his strength called Knockdown, and firing vacuum blades that envelop his great sword called Intense Wind Fangs. Also, Great Grudge Beheading, which transforms all reason into savagery and bisects the opponent with his 2 great swords, becomes Lamartmon's greatest destructive power, severing the enemy and smashing them to pieces at the same time. Lamartmon evolves into Diabitmon, a Beast Knight Digimon with a clear mind that protects the land rich in nature, inhabited by many beast Digimon. Diabitmon is based on Diarmid Uadubna from Irish mythology, a demigod and skilled warrior who single-handedly killed 3,400 warriors in a battle. Diabitmon's name also includes a reference to a rabbit. Diabitmon has a gentle personality and prefers to spend time quietly while interacting with the Digimon around him. If an enemy that threatens the earth appears, he draws out his 2 beloved swords, Moraltach and Beagaltach, and repels them with quick movements. His swords are also based on Diarmid's swords, Moraltach being the Great Fury and Beagaltach being the Small Fury. Even the normally gentlemanly Diabitmon arouses rage against those who ravage the earth, slashing them until they leave no trace and chasing them until they disappear. Diabitmon is a slender, dark-skinned humanoid Digimon dressed in white royal attire with golden accents. On his head he wears a rabbit helmet with long metal ears that feature 2 piercings. On his left shoulder he wears a golden epaulette that extends into long fur. His hands and feet are protected with golden armor. Overall, his appearance looks like a perfect male match for Sakuyamon, just like the rest of the evolution line matches Renamons. His special attacks are slashing into the enemy with his endless sword called Trasgain, and summoning 2 magic spears to automatically track them called Buidearg. Furthermore, he cuts off the enemy's retreat with his Backstrash, which cuts the enemy in all directions while leaving a high speed after image. Trasgain is based on Traskmore, a mountain in Ireland, while Buidearg is based on colors yellow and red in Irish. Which of these Digimon is your favorite? Tell me in the comments below. If you want to support me, you can do so on Patreon or buy me coffee, the links are in the description below. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for more Digimon videos. P.S. Make sure to follow my community page on YouTube, as I also post updates about upcoming videos there.